Star Wars Celebration was this past weekend. A lot of news came out of there. Probably the biggest piece of news, the new title and trailer for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. That was my horrible Palpatine laugh. Yeah, man, what did you think of the title and the trailer?
Definitely didn't see the title coming, like most people. The initial leak was it'll be called Will of the Force, but like Star Wars leaks are never accurate. Which is never. But the Rise of Skywalker, something very very on the nose, I guess. And obviously it opens up a lot of questions. And of course, you reference the return of Emperor Palpatine with the laugh at the end of the trailer, and between returning to another touchstone like Palpatine as well as Lando, which we did know was coming. And then this title, there's a lot of questions about what JJ and Kathleen Kennedy have in store for ending the sequel trilogy, wrapping up this 9-movie Skywalker saga. We know they're going to move on from this era, this family, with the Benioff and Weiss series and the Rian Johnson series to come. So the questions, though, that come up from the title, I think, are more pointed than we were expecting, because I think you can take it any way you want regarding how much, quote, retconning is going to happen from The Last Jedi, namely Rey's parentage not mattering, the death of Supreme Leader Snoke, things like that. But I thought the trailer, again, just a teaser, not a whole lot in there, looked really cool. Rey doing that anime shit with the backflip and slow-mo, doing slow-mo again. They just introduced slow-mo for the first time in Last Jedi, so it's cool to see that again. Mad Max Fury Poe looked cool, and that shot leading up to the crashed Death Star 2 on some nuclear winter Endor moon, man, that looks really cool. So I'm excited, but I was already in the bag for it. What did you think?
The hype level is on 100 million trillion at this point. One of the best trailers I can remember seeing, where just like everything about it drew me in and I thought it was interesting. The only two that I think compare to it for me are Black Panther and Us, which I thought those two trailers also were just captivating. The style of it is phenomenal. You know, people were putting comparisons up to North by Northwest, which is very high praise, especially for a Star Wars movie. All the little Easter eggs in the trailer were really exciting. And I'm just really excited about it. I felt the title was more of a shot. I don't know if it was a shot necessarily, but seemed to be a little bit like, Rian Johnson's been saying a lot of stuff, but we're going to, maybe not all of it is true. Maybe we're going to backtrack just a little bit here. And we can't really tell too much. I mean, with, Carrie Fisher's passing, I think they're going to have to handle things very tastefully and probably draw Luke in a little bit more than maybe they expected to. So it could be alluding to a lot of different things, but overall, just the style choices and the way it looks, I could see this being I think the first Star Wars movie nominated for Best Picture. It certainly looks like it has all the makings of it right now, and if it lands the ship, so to speak, I couldn't see why it wouldn't be. Probably my favorite part was just seeing Kylo Ren just like suplexing dudes in the forest, just for shits and giggles. Yeah, Adam Driver, man, we're gonna talk about him later, but dude's just a stud.
Yeah, the thing is with the title, and people are taking this how they want to go. I really don't think they're gonna retcon as much as people that want to see that may be thinking. I just don't think there's enough time to wrap a trilogy while also trying to change things previously introduced in the last film. I just don't think you can make it work. And I think the title, in fact, and this is what I kind of hope I want to see, is I think The Rise of Skywalker, maybe Skywalker it's more of like a mantle, an ideal, than just a strict bloodline, And the fact that even though Rey isn't in fact a Skywalker or Obi-Wan's daughter or anything like that, doesn't matter, because that was kind of the message of Last Jedi, which I think is really cool. And I really like The Last Jedi for starting to overturn the tropes of Star Wars and the tropes of sci-fi. And I feel like, yes, maybe we can do some things like, yes, her Luke's saber, the Skywalker lightsaber is fixed. I don't think many people thought that was not going to happen. Kylo Ren's mask is being fixed. Whether he keeps it the whole time, I don't know. But I really don't think the parentage part per se is going to be totally flipped around yet. Once again, I just don't. I just don't like what that represents. The thing though is, JJ, a lot of people that didn't like The Last Jedi really were happy that JJ was coming in for episode 9. Remember, originally it was Colin Trevorrow from Jurassic World. And JJ doesn't have a good track record of perhaps landing the ship. He's really good at setting things up and making really cool propositions and questions, but he also hasn't put himself in the position to really end things that often. So I think, that's perhaps a concern if you want to come up with one. I mean, he has Chris Terrio, the screenwriter, who's co-wrote and wrote both good and bad movies with him. And JJ talked about how he needed Chris to help him because JJ had to work on the story while also work on, all the logistics of being a director of a movie this scale. So it seems like everything went smoothly. And again, the trailer looks really cool, but the ultimate question I think remains to be seen is how they try and land the ship when we're really referencing a true touchstone of the past once again in Palpatine, and whether Palpatine is just some kind of Sith perversion of a Force ghost or just a holocron, or maybe he's physically trapped in the Death Star. Who the fuck knows, right? We'll find out. So of course I'm really excited, and there's more Star Wars coming soon. So it's every worldwide trend, the top 10 were all Star Wars trailer related Friday afternoon, which is pretty wild,
Yeah.
So I'm pretty hyped nonetheless.
I mean, I don't think anyone could have guessed Palpatine coming back. Like, who could have even put that on the board? Just a huge flex and just a really deep pull, which I think got people very excited. I think what you brought up are valid things, JJ not really finishing series, but I have a feeling this one's going to end up pretty good. Very excited for it.